And you can see Cable at SysX is coming after Daz to keep him from continuing to drop mines. We can see now heavy interceptor research has completed for the RT team, and now SysX honestly has almost no hope, as much as I hate to say it. What we're going to see is a completely out-teched team. Minigun 3 has just finished. That's the Mark III tech for the interceptors as far as weapons are concerned. So we're looking at heavy interceptors with Minigun 3 for RT versus light interceptors with Minigun 1 for System X. You're looking at F-16s fighting biplanes, guys. That's about the best way I can put it. It is really amazing. And you can see now Daz has managed to grab himself 2 additional kills from his mines. Dropping those proximity mines is an excellent way to protect your miners if it's done properly. Daz is back out in his Scout. That's a Dreadclar Scout model you're looking at. And again, the quality of the game is actually much clearer than this if you're watching the game live, or if you're playing the game. We're seeing a frapsed copy is what you guys are looking at now. And Daz is taking a look through the tree. You can see the heavy interceptors are done. You can see ship acceleration is there. The damage GAs are there. You can see Cortex in the upper left-hand corner is shooting down the probes. Something in Allegiance that I haven't mentioned before now are probes, and they are used as basically items that will detect the enemy ships, whatever kind of ships those might happen to be. Whether they're scouts, etc. And then, of course, the probes have a scan range, just as a scout has any other ship in Allegiance has a scan range. And if your ship is able to come within that scan range with a signature that can be detected, it will be seen, and the enemy will be able to see you, even if there is no ship in the sector. And here we are, just waiting for System X to make another rush on one of the RT miners, or for RT to see if they can find yet another miner that System X has and make a rush on it. Again, it's an economy game. Miner killing, miner killing, miner killing. Cannot stress that enough. Looks like there is let's see if we can get a little view of everything overhead. Hopefully Daz will. We see now Grav, the commander for Rolling Thunder, has just said he's going to send a tactical constructor into the System X home. As soon as that is built, it will come out and will head to the System X home sector, which is far left on your mini-map at the lower left-hand corner. What that is going to do is allow RT to have a base inside the System X home. Grav is saying they will push the con in 1 minute. Here we are seeing Daz to see if he can. Oh, there goes the 4th System X miner, and Daz is trying to protect the miner. If he'd been in a scout, he could for sure have kept it alive, but he definitely did an excellent job just there, killing that 1 interceptor and barely keeping alive the RT miner. I know I've missed a miner kill in here somewhere, as it only shows up in red if it's one of your own miners. The yellow kills it shows up in yellow text if it's an enemy miner that's been killed. We can see ship acceleration 2, which will make the ships not only they go faster, but they'll get to that top speed much faster. Daz is docking back into the expansion for Rolling Thunder. 20 seconds to the TACCON, says Grav. The entire game looks much better at this view. We can see that RT is chasing down those low signature scouts. If you see there's only 1 bar on the scout, that means he does not have his missiles, does not have his shields raised. Interceptors do not have shields, so they only have 1 bar, but other kinds of ships do have shields, such as scouts. And if they are only see one line there, that means they do not have their shields on, which keeps them at a lower signature, again, which makes it makes it more difficult for the enemy to see you. We also have damage 2 we just saw completed. Ship acceleration 2 is completed. We did see a rush on a miner there in the expansion sector. Grav does a very nice move here that we're going to see, and I can tell you just from having seen this myself, he is going to, actually there he says it even, he's actually going to let System X have 2 RT miners. And you think, why would he want to let his miners die? Well, what he is doing is a very, very good ploy, and most good commanders that are worth their weight would do this kind of thing. He is going to keep them distracted. That is his main goal at this point. You can see now that the tactical constructor is in Thrail, which is the low sector there on your mini-map. You can see by the yellow arrow there, and he is going to push that into the System X home. And SysX currently does not see, even though they're rushing this, they're actually going after a miner. They're not going after that tactical constructor. They don't know that it's there. I remember that from the original game. They don't see that tactical constructor until it actually gets into Pallane, almost into the System X home. And so we're watching RT come back into the Pallane sector and work on making sure that they secure that sector and prevent System X from what is called camping the Aleph into the System X home. There you can see the proximity mines are on the sector from System X home and from the expansion complex of RT. We're also seeing troop transport research completed. Troop transports are an expansion-only technology. That technology, especially once you get to heavy troop transports, which is the Mark II technology there, you will notice that what goes on is that the ship will launch, the heavy troop transport itself will launch, and will work towards capturing the enemy base. They have a EMP missile that will simply, and here we are in the System X home as Daz flies in here, and again they're preventing System X from capturing the from camping the Aleph and making it more difficult to get that tactical constructor in there. We're seeing all the System X guys come out. This is really their last stand. If RT manages to build a base in the System X home, that is really going to make it difficult for, especially being as out-teched as they are, and in basic light ints with Mini 1 versus Mini 3 heavy ints of RT. I just do not see how System X is going to have even a chance. There you see the tactical constructor coming into the sector. And we're seeing attempted use of prox mines by int boosting there. We saw the attempted use of prox mines by SysX, and they're just not in the path of the constructor, so they're not going to do as much good as they would had they been placed a little bit better. See how Daz lays off the interceptor when the interceptor runs away. If he continued to chase that interceptor, it would take him further away from his tactical constructor, which would make it more difficult for him to stay with the interceptors that are actually killing and attacking his constructor. He wants to stay close to his constructor, make SysX run away, or kill them. Do not chase after them. We saw heavy troop transport research has completed, so you can lay money down right now that as soon as this tactical constructor builds, you can see there are still 4 RT scouts that are there. As soon as this tactical constructor builds, we know that RT is going to launch heavy troop transports, and the idea, again, I was mentioning before, behind heavy troop transports is that the ship is full of game terminology. The ship is full of troops that will take over the enemy base. The EMP or electromagnetic pulse missiles that the heavy troop transport fires will take down the shields of the enemy base, allowing the HTT to dock at the enemy base, and in theory those troops then unload and take over the base. We can see there is still an outpost high for for SysX, but that's not going to do them much good, to be completely honest. In Allegiance, a small outpost like that does not, if that outpost remains, does not signal the fact that the game is over. The game is all about keeping it at least a tactical base of some sort, a full technology base, or being able to keep your main garrison alive, which was your main base you began with. You have to keep one of those major bases alive. And we're looking at, there's a heavy troop transport, and it's headed in, and this is going to be game, folks. It's staying alive. That is Grab, if I remember correctly, doing his typical come in and launch, and boom. That is game. Congrats, RT. I am very, very, very much impressed. Excellent game.